venture into an ancient world, cruel and boundless. In the void, you build a shelter against the cold. But as your ambitions grow, so too does your appetite for the unknown. Ancient constructs lurking in the dark, woven into shadows once their own, plagued by remnants of algorithmic imperatives. There are others of your kin, all drawn to the power to remake this world. Towering structures take shape over barren worlds. A fragile attempt at cooperation. But the promise of wealth and violence will compel you into the abyss once more. You will wake and remain awake.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions. They blocking your vision, but no, you can't listen. That shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming.
There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it.
Oh, I think Senpu is controlling me.
Bulaga.
No! GM, everyone, and welcome back to another The Inside Scoop featuring Eve Frontier. And I am still, together with me is our most chalant ever.
Senpu, yay.
All right, it's been a while.
Alright.
It's been a while since we did this live stream. We haven't been busy for the past few days, but right now, I have to say I'm really excited for what we have in store for tonight because we are going back to the game that we played recently with Bibs the Explorer, but Bibs is somewhere there busy. And Senpu, I just want to ask for your what are your
Mhm.
expectations, what are your opinions before we proceed in introducing our amazing guest from this amazing game.
Yeah, I've actually checked out the game. Like you said, Bibs, who's not here, who is absent, already tried the game, and also I've seen some multiple updates from their end, so I'm very excited to hear from them directly. Yeah.
Definitely. And if you have missed the first trial run that we did a while back, right now we have an ongoing trial run once again to play this game called Eve Frontier. But we are not gonna be closing this show without doing a giveaway with our participants. So if you wanted to join, Senpu, what are the mechanics?
Secret joke. All right, so for
What?
those for those for our avid viewers here, yeah, if you want to get a chance to win some ascended packs from eFrontier, all you have to do is take a screenshot of you being present of the event. You have to post it on X, answering the question, what are you most looking forward when you try playing eFrontier? And yeah, don't forget to tag eFrontier and Sylphia Academy as well. And yeah, we will be drawing or choosing the winners at the end of the stream. Right. All right.
All right. All right. So without further ado, I don't want to leave our amazing guest waiting here on the backside. We are going to introduce the one, the only we have here, Dave. D-Jet, what's up? What's up,
What's up?
man?
What's up? What
How
an
are
intro,
you?
man. I'm great. What an intro, man. Shit. Wow. All right. I
All
mean,
right.
I gotta love it. First with our Visions trailer, which is kind of the picture of what we want to create, and then your intro video and the intro of me. I mean, this is just it's great. I feel good.
For
Thanks
sure,
to
for
you guys.
sure.
Yeah, thanks to you
Dave
guys.
here just got away from a different game night and has been booked, fully booked the entire week. I wasn't even able to find an available time slot for Dave, but I begged, I cried, and I asked for forgiveness. I asked Dave, can you
Mm.
just give us at least 1 hour of your time, please? Just make sure that we introduce Eve Frontier to Sylphie Academy.
We had to do it, right? We had to do it. I mean, yeah, I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm a busy guy. I mean, eFrontier has it. People love it. We're running this free trial at the moment, and I need to be out there and promoting, right? And I should mention, I do have my dear colleague CCP Jotun, who is also usually with me on these things. He's on vacation, so I have been, I've been busy. I'm busy, busy bee. I'll tell you. So yeah.
For sure, man. But before we run things up, before we like start with the updates and everything, I just want to ask you like the basic or the most basic stuff about eFrontier. Like on a on like how would you tell a newcomer or someone new to the space what Eve Frontier is all about and what you guys are building? I know that they have watched the amazing trailer that you
Mm.
guys did, but
Yeah.
in your own words, how would you describe
Well,
the game?
I mean, it's a very good question because I'm pretty new to the game myself. Yes, I am one of the few from CCP Games, who is the gaming studio behind this. I'm one of few who is not a black belter in Eve Online, and Eve Online is the main title of CCP Games that have been existing for over 20 years. But so I can kind of relate to the new player aspect of things, and I'm telling you, it's hardcore. That's kind of the biggest word first. I mean, it's a hardcore survival space MMO RPG, which is also a lot of horror within it. So it's a kind of, it's basically, you are thrown into this galaxy which is taken over by rogue AI NPCs that has kind of destroyed mankind, been feeding out of the energy of humanity, and we are now a clone that is thrown into the space, and the first thing that you have to do is start surviving. And after that, you are going to have to thrive. So I mean, yeah, it's kind of the best way to pronounce. It's a hardcore survival space MMO game. That's kind of it. And yeah.
Yep.
for,
Yep.
for sure, for sure. So yeah, Senpu, go ahead, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Now that you've mentioned that it's kind of like a horror game, do you want to share more about it? Because I know
Yeah,
Sil is an avid fan of horror games.
yeah,
No, no.
yeah, but
Are there any
yeah.
jump scares
No,
in the
but I mean,
game?
it's like this. Every time I enter the space, I usually use my headband. Actually, it's kind of a, yeah.
Ooh,
I'm gonna put it on. Actually,
let's
give me a second.
go.
Give me a second. So this is what I do. So this is how I look when I'm playing the game. Um, you will feel it straight off the bat when you get in there. You can feel the music. You can feel, it's almost like you have somebody behind you, like a ghost, right?
Yes.
And you're all alone in this dark space, right? So I mean, and the colors are a bit dark, and you have this orange thing. So you have, well, you have a feeling that somebody's kind of always watching you from behind, and you turn around and there's nobody there. But all of a sudden, when you turn around, oh shit, somebody's there and killing you. So that's kind of the horror aspect of the game, in my opinion. So
I definitely have to agree on this, man. The first time I tried to play the game, I actually wanted to skip the tutorial.
Mm, mm.
I was in the
Was it
middle
was
of the
scary.
space. I was in the middle of the black space,
Mm,
and I have this ship that is like first I didn't really understand what I was supposed to do. Like it's asking me
yeah.
to go to certain points,
Mm,
collect some fuels, probably some
yeah.
materials,
Yeah.
but we we really did navigate throughout our first game through that we
Yeah.
need to like go to certain sectors probably and
Mm, yeah.
collect like the resources. So I'm not the expert of the game.
No,
I'm
no.
not really sure about how to
Yeah,
do the other stuff.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's a sandbox, right? So it's kind of a little bit what you want it to be for you. But I should recommend, and I'm because just like Eve Online, and perhaps I should kind of take the history a little bit quick as well. I mean, CCP Games, they are the producers of Eve Online, a game that has been existing for 2 decades, over 2 decades, 65 million accounts registered, 10 million active players, you name it, right? So It's a huge game. And what was my point with that? But anyways, yeah, exactly. So within the EVE Online, it's a very corporation kind of driven, right? People team up, they do strategies together, and some of these corporations have been existing for for over 20 years. People have been riding together, as they say, right, for this long time. So, and EVE Frontier has a little bit the same kind of aspect. Okay, when you start the game, you're by yourself, and you kind of have to get through the starting phase, but then you have to go out and explore. And what we do have in the Frontier, we have something that we call tribes. You know, a lot of guilds are doing setting up their own tribes, and kind of, so you have to kind of, in order to, first you have to survive, then you have to thrive. And just in real life, in order to thrive, you have to do it with with others, right? So my first kind of tip is to kind of get yourself to a area in this galaxy. I mean, it's 24,000 star system, so it's a big place, right? So you kind of have to be clever about that as well. But together, create a tribe, and then figure out who likes to do what. Is it somebody who likes to do the mining part, or is it somebody who likes to do the combat thing, the PvP, that part, or logistics and stuff like that. So there's a lot of roles that you can take within the game. But the main thing is to kind of team up with others. Either you do it, with your academy, and your guys, your community, or you can join our Discord. And there's a lot of corporations that are doing recruitment over there. But there is no really one way. It's basically which way you want to go, kind of. But yeah, I mean, it's a kind of a grind in the beginning, and you kind of have to get yourself a certain skill set in order to thrive there. But again, I started working at CCP 6 months ago, and I hadn't played any game like this. I was a FIFA player. I was streaming FIFA, back in during the pandemic. So, but anyways, so I was chasing all everybody at the office, like, how do I do this, and which ship should I do next, and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, we should just do this kind of a new player tutorial. So I was kind of one of the guys who part of that project. So you should check it out if you're a little bit uncertain. We have this your first hour in the Frontier, which is kind of giving you the basics. Yeah, but again, set up a tribe and kind of compete against other tribes. That's kind of what I think you should kind of focus on.
Yeah, and I see that Silphy Academy is going that route, since Silphy Academy is basically a competitive guild, and I foresee that Sil, together with Steffi and the other guys here on our chat, yeah, I foresee that they would be very competitive, maybe colonizing other tribes, but yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
well,
you should.
Oh man, the first time that me and Bibs tried it, we were lost in space. We were
Mm,
trying to get to a certain position,
yeah,
but we cannot see each other because I think he is on a different star, and I
exactly.
didn't have like my fuel enough to travel to
Yes,
his point. So
exactly.
good.
yeah, it was actually my first time playing also this
Mm,
kind of genre, but I have always been really interested in the genre. But sadly, like years ago, you mentioned the game is already like 20 years from now or what.
mm,
I don't have a PC capable of running the game before. It was really graphic intensive. And
yeah,
when I first played Eve Frontier together with Beeves, I was just mesmerized with the details.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
how you guys designed the entire game,
mm,
even the smallest stuff. You
yeah,
guys did really put a lot of effort in putting
yes,
all those details. Even on the sun, when we were there, we were trying to reach the sun, but I'm not sure
yeah.
if that's even possible or what. But it was a fun activity for sure.
Yeah, but it's like you say. I mean, I mean, and remember, the game is still in alpha. It's it's not the final version even. But I mean, the galaxy, or the universe is real big. I mean, it's 24,000 star systems now. And throughout these cycles, we have these cycles. I'm going to talk perhaps about those a little bit later. But for each cycle, last cycle as an example, only 30% of the entire universe was explored. So there's a lot of things, and you need to be calculated. As you said, you ran out of fuel. Well, you kind of have to be clever about it. You need to calculate your routes. You have to kind of, and with your guild, and when you're setting up a tribe, okay, where do we meet up, and how should we get there from the starter system? Because you have to leave in order to get to the places where you find the rifts and where you can mine the crude, and all that. So it's a little, it's a little bit like a part of life, moving out from home for the first time. Where do I go? How do I do this? What school should I go? Kind of this way. So
For
Yeah.
sure. I was just curious, Dave. For us, we are a guild. We have like a lot of players on our side,
Mm,
right?
mm.
So there's definitely not gonna be like a problem in getting players play together with us.
Yeah.
But like, I was just curious if I
Yep.
was a solo player, if I
Hmm.
was a lone wolf, how
Mm.
would I approach in playing the game? Like, if I don't have a guild, if I don't have a friend, how would I like
Yeah.
survive into the
Yeah.
space?
I mean, you can, but it will take you time. And it's like, I've been trying to grind the game by myself, for a couple of weeks, and okay, you can build your own home base, and you can do this, and you will be able to explore. So that's definitely doable. And if you don't, some people they don't even, would like to be playing with other people. So it's kind of up to you. But I see, the ones that are most successful within the game are the ones who team up in corporations. you know for example, okay, I have two kids. I might not be able to put out 8 hours a day in the game, but somebody else could. And I'm like, hey, but I in order for me to participate into the tribe or the guild, I would need these materials, I would need that chip, and people together are kind of helping out. So we as a kind of a group in this tribe are strong, which gives us perhaps an upper hand, or if you like, towards other tribes that we want to compete with. So
Yeah,
mm.
maybe we should do a challenge of doing or playing the game solo, and let's see how much farther we could get.
Yeah, and I should mention, because we had because setting up a tribe is kind of it's not super intuitive. You have to do that in a station or a keep, as we are saying. It had a cost for, I think it was 1.6 million lux, which is the in-game token. I mean, this is on testnet, but it required some time in order to get those 1.6, but that has been lowered now for this cycle. So it's now it's just 400k. So basically you kind of have to kill like 10 NPCs, get 10 feral data in order to sell them, if you're like a gang of 10 guys, for example, or 5 guys. So it's fairly quickly to set up a tribe at this
Oh
point.
man, we played this game wrong on the first time we tried it. We suck so bad, Bibs. Like we weren't able to kill stuff. We were only able to like gather, mine. But
Yeah, well,
killing, we haven't even gotten to the nice part, Bibs. Maybe we should do another run with us
you
playing
should.
the game correctly, right?
You should.
Yeah, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
So Beeps actually has one question because the last time we did the live stream, we got lost into the
Mm.
space, like literally. So like, what is the best way to meet with other companions? Because we created like a tribe or a clan or a guild, but apparently we cannot teleport directly to them if
Mm.
they are not probably on the same
Yeah,
proxy.
yeah, exactly. So when you start the game, right, you get three options to choose your starter system, and you get kind of randomly spawned into a certain area in that place. So you're not even close, because people need some time in order to leave their starter system, as it's called. So what we usually do, because I'm a part of a tribe, I'm not going to say which one, because I'm doing that privately. But what we usually do is kind of just team up, prior to cycle launch, or before we kind of decide where to set up. So all of us choose the same starter region, and then whoever gets out of that starter system first is going to have to explore and find a good place to kind of set up our home base. So basically, when that is fixed, okay, we're going to meet up. This is where we rally up, and you take that system, which is kind of close, and you take that one, and you take. So we kind of spread out around this kind of central hub, and preferably it's in an area where it's a lot of abundance of rifts and asteroids, etc. So it's a lot of strategy and planning. So before you guys jump in, you start with choosing this same starter system. When you guys are ready to leave the starter system, you find a good place in that, pick one of the 24,000 star systems where you kind of set up your home base. That's kind of it.
Oh man, we have been playing the
Yeah.
game wrong, and I think we need to restart the game. Me and Dibs are gonna be trying it out again. And when you were trying to explain on how you guys strategize or how you guys do things, it's
Mm.
actually really fun because there's like a sense of thrill. Who gets out
Yeah.
first? Who gets
Yeah.
the best spots? Who gets a lot of resources? So it's more like it's like a 3D or even 4D StarCraft. If
Yeah,
I have to say, it's like an RTS game.
Yeah, but one thing I didn't mention, but I mean the game is moddable, right? And the aim is to kind of have it fully moddable, open sourced, 100%. Now at this point, you can use our what we call our World API to kind of fetch data, etc. It's also possible to program these smart assemblies. So within the game, we have smart assemblies, which are basically structures that are programmable. It's all on chain. So there's a lot of cool things that you can do, but when it comes to kind of calculating the fuel, and because there are tons of tools that our community has been building, you can also you can see this if you join our Discord. I'm gonna give
You
you
can
that in our
you can
private
you,
chat.
you can drop it here. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So, for example, this we have this something a guy who have produced something called EF map, and then you can just I'm here. I want to go to that system. I can only jump, let's say,
Oh,
50 light years, and it gives you a calculated route. So you kind of have the quickest route to where you rally up or where you want to kind of do your stuff, without having to come to that point, because I've done that so many times. Well, like run out of fuel and I'm in the middle of nowhere and nobody can save me, so I have to restart. So that tool is an amazing tool to use. Perhaps I could share some other stuff. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff that people have been building, which are it's not any cheat code or anything, but it kind of makes quality of life much easier. This is also kind of the eFrontier Wikipedia kind of thing. You have the blueprints of you have explanations of what you need in order to get a certain ship, starter guides, you name it. So and the list of different tools that has been built by our community is so long. This is just two that I have shared, but I mean we have tons of different tools. So these are all obtainable in our Discord.
Oh man, I was actually itching up right now to have you share your screen and like just show us how big or how vast the world of eFrontier is. But you might dox yourself your main account if you do so. But if you have
Yeah,
like a dummy account that you can
yeah.
show
Well,
us.
you know what? I could actually show. Next time we do this together, for sure I can kind of prepare
Yeah,
something for you guys.
because Bib's
Uh,
here in the comments saying that he's gonna look for you and is gonna be revealing your
yeah,
tribe.
yeah. That's kind of it. So at this point, I cannot. But next time, for sure. That's for sure.
All
So
right.
yeah.
Santu, there was a lot of things discussed, and we didn't even get like when me and Bibs were trying it, we didn't even like get to the part where we can mod, we can like set up
Yeah.
our bases and all. Like,
Mm.
there's still a lot of things. I think we're still stuck on the tutorial.
yeah. Maybe we you should redo it again now that you have these tools and the
No,
guides.
no, no. The next time we're gonna be doing it, Dave is gonna be walking through
Ah.
us. So it's gonna be an express exit to the
Yeah.
tutorial.
But you
Really
don't
is hard.
even, yeah, you don't even know how many times I've self-destruct myself until I kind of like, oh, so there is a tool where I can calculate. It's not like just trying to explore the galaxies by yourself and hoping for the best. It's like use that tool and it will save you hours and hours. And I would like to mention as well, if you're a developer, if you're a programmer, and if you like coding, you can head over to our docs page, and it kind of gives you an introduction of how you can kind of interact with these smart assemblies. I should mention that we are going to migrate over to SUI. It was announced last week, which is a huge thing for us. And the migration hasn't been done yet, so we are currently on EVM testnet, but we will be moving over to SUI and the Move programming language sometime early next year.
Amazing stuff there. Now that you mentioned that you guys are transferring to Sui, and
Mm.
as we all know, you guys have all those different packs. Like, can you just share us like just a high level overview, especially for those folks in our community who wanted to invest, who wanted to like get a head start? Like, what are the advantages in getting those different packs or even
Yeah,
the NFTs?
yeah. Well, so we don't have an NFTs at this point, and it's kind of like saying investing might also be kind of a wrong way to kind of to say it. But what we have now, we have something that is called the Founders Access, and the Founders Access basically gives you the possibility to play the game now during this alpha state. So the game is not fully developed yet, it's in alpha state. And that also gives you, we have 3 different levels. We have Awakened, have another one, and then we have Descended. I can't remember the middle one, and it ranges between $39 to $99, and it gives you different skins, it gives you different levels, and also you will get certain roles in our Discord, and also you will be granted a certain period of time where you can have this premium subscription when the game launches. Also, there will be a couple of days of early gameplay before the game is launched. But what is very important, and it's kind of like, because this game, the reason why CCP started building this game was to realize a dream, and that is based on a vision that is called Eve Forever. So the idea is to create a game that will outlive its creators, and that's only possible using blockchain technology. You have to kind of remove the centralization part, because that is kind of a point of failure if you want to create a game that is going to be outliving its creators. Exist for over 100 years. Hence, we're using blockchain technology not for kind of the technology itself, but for game mechanics, for things. We will have naturally an in-game economy with with a dual token system, etc. But the game will be fully open source, moddable. We're basically giving the opportunity for the players to kind of thrive or create this world by themselves. And I mean, there's a lot of super cool examples. For example, one of our players were building a smart gate, and in order to kind of use the smart gate, he programmed it in a way that the only way to access that gate and travel through it, you needed to have the corpses of a certain enemy, as an example, which is super cool, right? And you can also put in like tariffs or tolls or stuff like that. So yeah, you want to say?
Oh man. No, no, I was just
Wow.
amazed. Like just on the background, I was just amazed on how many things that you can do. And
Yeah.
technically, I forgot the name of the game. It was a PS3 game. Is it Little Big Planet? Like they allowed the players to create like their own set of game within the game itself on the base game. So like what you mentioned, it's a sandbox of
Yeah.
anything that you can imagine.
Yeah.
And guys, I just went into this website and the world is so huge.
Yeah.
I'm not
So so this is kind of an overview. So he is kind of fetching the data from our what we call the World API, and here you can do the calculations of routes, etc. But this is kind of this is the overview of the universe as it's today, and each and every one of these white dots are a solar system, and within the solar system you got planets ranging from 2 planets to 10 planets. It's huge. It's huge.
Man, even just this alone, you can like do a life mission if you're
Yep.
gonna be playing this forever up until the day you pass out. Right? You
Yeah.
cannot even travel all the world here. I'm not
It would
sure
take
if you can travel all the stars. There's
would
Well,
take
well,
two
well,
lifetimes.
there is actually a person who has traveled through, from
really like
point
speed
A,
running.
to point B.
Oh,
But as I mentioned earlier, but only 30% of the entire universe was explored in total. Previous cycle, that's kind of 2 months. But there is a guy who has been traveling. I can't remember how long time he used, but it was pretty like mind blowing. You know, how did he do that? But yeah, people have been traveling from kind of A to B. That has happened. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And it's when I was listening, it's very how do I say this? Like it's very it's kind of amazing. I'm lost for words, man. It's amazing of how to build this kind of universe. It's kind
Yeah.
of like it passes like the legacy of the creators and
Mm.
how powerful blockchain is. This
Yep.
is definitely a Web3 game.
yeah, you did mention that, Dave, a while ago, that the main goal is for the game to outlive its developers. And like
Yeah.
you've mentioned, it's only possible on a Web3 chain where the players have the control to
Yeah,
do
exactly,
these
exactly,
things.
exactly. So kind of what we're doing now is kind of creating the framework. We're creating the world and we're giving the tools. Little by little, we're opening up because the game is not 100% ready. So it's semi open source, right? So at this point, but when the game has kind of settled and when everything is in place, the idea is to handle it 100% over the control over to the players. And it's kind of like taking, because EVE Online, it's a similar game. You have space, MMO. You have they're in in-game economy, but everything is centralized. I mean, and CCP, they're based in Iceland, Reykjavik. It's a volcanic island. If that island would blow up in a in a volcano eruption, then we might not have seen anything more about EVE Online. And kind of these things has to be, in order to create a game that is indestructible, you have to give the power to the players, and that's kind of the vision of this game as it all.
Yeah, it's similar to how like on the previous years when people try to open source their code, but it's not the same. It's technically not the same. It's not the same game that you are doing, and it's really difficult if you don't have like the master server, like the
Mm,
master
mm,
PC that runs things, right?
mm, mm,
But
mm.
with everything that you guys, since you guys are building the blockchain, it means that even if you guys like all, all those drastic things that you've mentioned, I
Mm.
don't want those
Yeah,
things to happen.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, a server get hacked,
yeah,
or something. Yeah,
yeah,
we wouldn't be able to stop it.
yeah.
Unstoppable, basically. Mm.
For sure. It means that it's still there. The same world, the same game that you guys have been playing. I'm just not sure how on the dev side or tech side, like, do you guys like press a button, then it's just there on the space forever and you just need some
Well,
like fuel to
you know,
make it running?
well, I mean, I'm not a developer myself. I'm a community developer, so that's kind of completely different things. I'm basically the voice between our
Yes.
community and our team. But I mean, not the entire game is, everything is not on chain, but we're as much as possible for game mechanics sake, like the smart gates, like the storage units, all these things. Naturally, ships, all of these things will be on chain when the game is finally launching. And it's not only kind of because it's also, I spoke with a EVE Online player who kind of was really proud of having had a ship for over 20 years and have been in one of the battles that has because EVE Online have Guinness World Records in huge, the largest battles, the most costly battles. I think they have like 3 Guinness records. But this guy couldn't really prove that he was there, because that ship hasn't kind of isn't. But if that ship would have been on chain, he could have proved that I was actually there. I was actually part of that Guinness World Record, and I was using that ship. So I mean, it's super cool, and yes, it's overwhelming. It's huge, and it's only this is alpha. So remember, we're early. It's gonna be bigger, and it's gonna be so much more stuff that it's gonna be added to the game for each cycle that is coming ahead until we go to mainnet. Yeah,
I'm really pumped up with everything that you've mentioned. Like the game itself, it's still alpha, but there's a lot of contents that you can already do
yeah.
within the game. And you mentioned that the first trial that we did was around 30%. Like there's still a whole 70% left.
Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah. So I mean, it's huge. So, but so these cycles has been running for 60 days. When we end, I think when we well, I need to check my notes, but when we're moving into cycle 4, it's going to be longer cycles in order to kind of give people, and also having larger updates, but also giving players much more time in order to kind of set. Because the thing is, we do reset the game for each new cycle.
Yep.
You get your points, and you get all these things during the quests. We have a leader. We have this kind of a point system. I don't know if I mentioned that. We have a point system, and you kind of, based upon what you are doing, you're earning grace for each cycle, and those grace gets converted into EVE points when the cycle is over, and those points are persistent until we reach mainnet. So, but the game resets. And some people are like, hey, but we were building that, and we set up tribes, but it's a way for us to kind of gather feedback, do updates, upgrades, and kind of evolving the game, building the game together with our community.
Yeah, and it's also like a chance for the players like to explore and to
Yeah.
experiment about what things that they could do within the game. So I think
Mhm.
yeah, the cycles are a pretty good idea, and yeah, definitely when the time comes that game releases, they would know what to do and they would be experts on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the skill sets that you kind of get through these cycles is worth a lot. I mean, just comparing my first cycle to this third cycle, I've learned so much, and I knew exactly straight. The first cycle I think I used like a week to leave my starter system, a week, right? In cycle 3, I think I used like 1 hour. Boom. So and when the game launches, you guys will be, if you're part of the founders, or you try it out now, you get these soft skills, you will have a kind of a pretty good upper hand when the game launches. That's for sure.
Amazing stuff for sure. And I'm just really overwhelmed with how big are we getting right now, or even seeing right now on this AMA that we're having. And guys, for everyone who's listening right now on Discord and on socials, we are early. We're so early that the game is just really 30% to 40% finished, and it's not even like the final form yet. Like, I was already amazed, and there's still a final form, a transformation coming in for Eve Online. And Dave, you mentioned a lot of great points. Like, there's a certain guy who was flexing that he was part of the Guinness Book World Record moment, but there's no way that he can prove about it. And this is what
Mm.
Web3 is. I think this is one of the best use case for Web3. Like, give them a medal, give them an achievement, give them
Yeah.
something tangible that they can really flex, or something on the
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, but also kind of looking at, for example, the smart assemblies, these structures that are programmable. You could, for example, you can set up the smart turrets, which are kind of the guns, the automated, and you can script them or program them in a sense that, okay, in order to pass through this without being shot, you have to follow Selfie Academy on X, for example. It could be,
I want to do that.
that's a possibility. Or you can kind of, in order to access the specific smart gate, you will have to pay a certain amount of lux tokens in order to pass, whatever, right? So and bounty hunting, I mean, and all of this, and this is kind of programmable with smart contracts. So there's a lot of mechanics within the game which is kind of natural, when it kind of, we're using blockchain because it's very natural to do it, because it kind of opens up the opportunities to program them in a certain way.
Moving to the dev part, or like creating your own smart contracts, or like the smart interactions between the objects that you have created within the game. Like,
Mhm.
is there a limitation on what they can do, or it's just
Oh,
really up to your imagination, or what?
well, I guess I'm not a developer, but I have actually background from the Web3 space, commercially. So and I've been working close to tech teams before, and also listening to our team at eFrontier. So it basically, I mean, it's variables, right? So depending on what variables the data you want to fetch, and kind of like, so I want XYZ to be triggered in order for the smart contract to be executed. There can be things within the game, it could be things outside of the game, and so you could basically say, okay, as an example, to take the smart gate again, in order to be able to pass through this, you also have to be a part of the tribe, self-academic tribe. You have to follow us on X, and you will have to have had killed 10 of our enemy tribe members, as an example. Or you have to pay a certain amount. So there's a lot of these are just variables, and this is kind of how coding works. But as long as it's kind of written in the smart contract, it's there. It's kind of on chain, and it's immutable. It can't be changed.
I'm just thinking of things that I can create like in the game. Like, maybe I can create there like a side quest or something. Like, there's a tower or fortress where they need to kill the turrets, but in
Yeah,
order to kill the turrets, they need like certain achievements and all.
yeah.
So,
But there are more things. I mean, because during a hackathon, there was actually a guy who was running Doom within inside the
mm,
game.
oh,
People have been building dexes within inside the game, casinos within the game, and the possibility to kind of release your own in-game currency. For example, let's say
yep,
Selfie Academy, they have their own economy.
yep.
That's also a possibility. So we're basically creating a world, a universe where you, and it's a lot of freedom. With freedom comes natural responsibility, but people, tribes, communities are able to create their own economies, build whatever they would like within the game. Naturally, of course, there will be some kind of restriction when it comes to kind of criminality and stuff like that, but it's it's a world that is going to be created, that are and is being created by its players and developers.
Amazing. Like, do you have like samples or a website where we can see all those amazing creations that the other folks have
Yeah,
made?
yeah. We're actually we are getting coming out with a featured list very shortly with some of the cool stuff that has been built. So you just have to kind of hang tight and follow us on X, and follow us on Discord, discord.gg/efrontier. But that's actually something that I'm working together with a colleague of mine, putting together some of the coolest builds that has been built by our community so far in the games, the alpha state of the games history.
For sure, for sure. And there is a lot of enlightenment, and there was a lot of things that I've learned throughout this AMA. And I was supposed to like ask you more about the future stuff, the roadmaps and all, but just knowing more about the game itself, its history, and what you guys
Mm.
are planning vision wise, it just gives me a lot of amazing perspective. Me as a gamer, together with my guild, like we can do this. We can like anything is possible. Like if we imagine something, let's try to build it in game, and boom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, so I mean, it's kind of just go into our Discord, hook up with other builders over there. They are super friendly. They help you guys out. Also, if you're a player, if you have any struggles, head over there and people will help you out straight away. But I do really do recommend that you guys set up your own tribe now and start building your legacy within the frontier already now, even before the game has even launched. I would
Oh
recommend.
man, I know you gave us like three amazing ascendant packs, but after this one, I'm gonna beg for more.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
after learning about all this, I kind of want to leave my reality world behind. I want to live within that game itself.
I mean, you basically you could live with inside the game, and I mean, I'm not going to say too much around that, but I mean, people are clever, and there are, as an example, right? And this is kind of a wish because I'm not a developer myself, but something I would like to see is kind of a marketplace for smart contracts where I can kind of just, with an easy front end UI, where I can think, okay, I would like to have this kind of smart contract, and I can use these variables, and I can just deploy, boom, enter, and then naturally I would be able to, I would need to kind of pay a certain, fee for that. But if you're clever, I would think, and this is my own opinion, I would think that people could actually make, be living their life per se within there. And it's kind of a little bit going to the slogan of CCP games. We are creating virtual worlds that are more meaningful than real life. That is the slogan of the company. So,
Amazing thing. Like I also like visualize an opportunity where programmers or people who knows how to code or
mm,
even dev stuff like being onboarded by the folks that
mm,
doesn't know how to do it. Like
yep.
you can hire them as like mercenary
Yeah,
programmers
yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And
And
I love the idea of like the marketplace. Like it's probably gonna be looking like more of Upwork or Job Street, where you
mm,
hire this
Virtual job hunt.
amazing folks and they
yep,
have their resumes within the entire ecosystem.
yeah,
Like this guy created this amazing fortress with this specific like functionality, and there's
mm,
like a demo, a sales.
yeah.
It's actually fun. It's actually
Yeah,
really fun.
no, but I saw during your intro, I saw a little bit of a clip of from Sovereign. These guys have been participating in hackathon. They have been building with inside the frontier. So they
Yeah,
might.
actually, the first time I actually got to hear Eve Frontier itself, I actually known Eve online. I tried to play it before, but yeah, my PC crashed. But I heard it from the guys from Sovereign.
Yeah.
So they did partner up with you guys because they were trying to build an autonomous world as well, right? So it
Yeah.
really aligns with what Sovereign is planning and what you guys have in your team as well, and in the game itself. Like you can do anything. It's a sandbox for everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're not a developer, you can just play the game as you want. I mean, it goes both ways. Yeah.
So Senpu, I think you were saying something.
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute.
Yeah,
And
he was scared. He's our most extrovert guy here in the
yes,
and the guild.
my 100% energy is only still like 30%. So bear with
Ah,
me, guys.
Oh, that's
So yeah,
great.
but yeah, definitely very excited to play the game actually. And yeah, personally I haven't tried, but I've already saw Bibs and Sil played it. But after hearing what David said, yeah, definitely I'm gonna try it out after this.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
yeah, I mean, please do. I mean, it's very simple. You go to evefrontier.com, download the launcher. We are running a free trial, so it's free to play at this point. Uh, that's going to be up until the 27th of October. So, I mean, try it out. And I must say, I mean, it's a hard. If you're looking for a challenge, you will need to have to try it out. You know, it's
mhm,
a, but it's not a game for everyone. It's a tough game, right?
I
So.
have one question, Dave. Like, feel free to not answer this one, but Eve Online is like the number one free space game,
Mhm,
like ever.
mhm.
Like for a Frontier, like how would you like proceed? Is it gonna be like gated with some subscription and all? It should be NFT wise, or is it still gonna be like free for all for everyone else?
Yeah, so I mean, so the game is now in alpha, as I mentioned, and it's kind of paywalled through something that we call Founders Access. But when the game launches down the line, the idea is to kind of have the same kind of kind of same model as Eve Online, where you have the possibility to play it for free. But there will also kind of be premium subscription accesses in different tiers, etc. Um, but to be honest, I'm not 100% sure how that's going to turn out. I mean, we're still very early, but that's kind of the vision, that it's going to be free to play. But at the moment, it's paywalled, and yeah, as you're showing here on your screen, you have this ascended pack that gives you certain perks, and you have it initiated. That was what was called, for 69, and then you have the awakened pack. Which also grants you some certain perks. But I mean, this is a great opportunity if you want to be a part of a game that is under development, and if you want to be a part of kind of creating the game with us. Um, just an example, my work as a community developer, I take every second week, I go through every single feedback post that we have got on our Discord. I do a report. I talk with the CEO. I talk with the tech team, with the feedback that we're getting from our community. And a lot of the things, that the tweaks and changes that we're doing in the game, is based upon the feedback that we're getting from the community. So it's really a game that we are building together, with our community, with our founders, as we call them.
Yeah, and this is what I really love about Web3 gaming. Like the wall between the developers and the community, it's not as big as the wall that we have on Web2. Like
Mm,
I have been playing Web2 games the entire life. Like if you have problems, if you have like suggestions and all, they barely like listen like to the community itself who's playing the
mm.
game. But right now, on Web3, like most of the developers really do listen to what the player wants, and I really applaud you guys for doing the same thing while building a frontier.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but that's kind of like the heritage we've got from CCP games. I mean, they do the same thing on Eve Online. Well, the game is that ready developed. Of course, they have patches and stuff like that, and those, but they're working exactly the same as we are doing. Checking the sentiment of what the feedback that they're getting from their community. We work very similarly. So kind of the way of working is something that we have inherited from Eve Online. And CCP Games is a very people friendly company, and puts the employees and the community first. And I think that is one of the reasons why they have been existing for so long. And I imagine this game, Eve Online has been existing for like 23 years. Millions of players, and kind of taking the lessons from that, and also seeing, okay, what could we have done in order to kind of fulfill this dream of creating an Eve Forever game. And so kind of the knowledge, not mistakes, that's perhaps a wrong thing, but the kind of the wishes that you wish that you could have done with Eve Online, technically, is being implemented in this game, Eve Frontier. So if you look at Eve Online, it's about abundance. When it comes to Eve Frontier, it's about scarcity and
Yeah.
survival.
Amazing stuff. You also mentioned that CCP is an amazing place to work. I was supposed to joke that is there any positions online
Well,
available?
you can actually go to ccp.com and you can see open positions. So ccpgames.com and you can have a look yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Um,
ban Senpu for going to that website. He might apply and leave me here.
Bye,
Just
GG's.
kidding. But yeah, amazing stuff, amazing conversation, a lot of things that we have learned throughout the night. But we are already at the top of the hour. But Dave, do you have any last few message or anything that you want to share with the community before we
well,
do also the raffle for the winners of the three awakened
yeah.
passes?
Well, I would like to say, big thank you, for having me on. It has been an honor, and I'm super happy to be introduced to your community, and and hopefully I will see you in the frontier,
You will.
both you guys and your community as well. And I'm really hopeful that we are going to do this again in the future. So I mean, uh, next steps for you guys, I would, you do what you want naturally, but I would say, get, download the launcher, try the game out. I mean, it's a free trial, and head over to our Discord. It's discord.gg /efrontier. I can write that back in
There
your
you go. There you go.
yeah, you got it. And just interact. Our community is great, helpful, and join the forces and set up a tribe in the frontier.
All
Yeah.
right.
First thing
Amazing.
I'm gonna do when I play the game is to find you guys.
Yeah,
I'm gonna,
we're gonna find you.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm going to tell you this is story before we have to jump off. But we do these quests, right, for each cycle. But sometimes we do kind of in cycle, kind of like a flash quest. And previous cycle, I think it was cycle 2. There were quests that you had to go and find a colleague of mine, CCP Otian.
Ooh.
Find him and kill him, and you would earn some extra grace points. So who knows? Maybe that will be a quest. Go and kill CCP Degent somewhere if you can find him.
All right, we're gonna find you. It's
Alright.
gonna be our life mission as Sophie Academy to find you and look for you.
Yes.
For sure, man. But before we wrap things up, I would like to thank you, Dave, again for sharing your time and everything that you know about Eve Frontier. And I also wanted to like do a live raffle for the winners
All
of
right.
our giveaway. So we're gonna be giving away three three founders pass joke. We're gonna give you three ascendant packs that you guys can use into the game. So let me just put on the folks who are qualified in joining in.
Wow.
Wait, is this the guys? Yeah, this is the guys. All right. This is just a quick race, a quick one to see who's
Cool.
gonna be winning the
Well,
free passes. So
I wish you luck.
Senpo, let's go. You shout us.
Alright.
All right. Let's
so
go.
so yeah, we have here Abel, J, Scribe, Zen, Azazel, and JV. So yeah, let's hear it for. Oops, not sponsored by the way. All right, all right. I think we can start already. All right, so type quack on the chats, guys. Oh my god.
Oh, that's tight. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
congrats,
Nice.
Jace. Is Jace present?
He is.
Hi,
He
boy. All right, all right. Let's
All
go.
right.
All
Uh,
right.
two passes to go. Let's go, Senpu. Highest energy, Senpu.
This is my highest energy right now. it's it's like ten
Oh,
fifty nine
oh,
p.
oh, Jay is coming faster. Oh,
Oh
wow.
wow!
Congratulations,
The
Jay.
Mohawk JV, congrats! All right, so we have one left, I think. So who would win on our duck race,
Oh,
and who
somebody's.
would
Oh,
start
oh,
grinding? Oh, cry,
cry. Oh,
cry.
cry is the winner.
He or
Oh,
she is not gonna cry
Nice.
tonight.
amazing stuff. Congratulations to all the winners. Let me just kill the docs. It has been buzzing on my side. But again, thank you so much, Dave, for joining us, and to everyone in Sylvia Academy, and even just people watching on our socials. Try Eve Frontier. They're currently on a free trial run right now. Download it in their website. It is evefrontier.com. And guys,
Yes.
see you guys on Eve
See you on the frontier. Take care,
on the
guys.
frontier. Let's
Bye.
go.
We
GG's.
do. All
Jeez. Bye.
right.
Bye.
It is the end of a life. It is the beginning. You venture into an ancient world, cruel and boundless. In the void, you build a shelter against the cold. But as your ambition